test today. And you've got a week to take it, but, you know, you still got Friday to send in questions. After Friday, your homework cuts off because you should have everything done by Friday because you should be on 5.5 homework right now, except for the questions that we're going over. So hopefully you can get that done. The test will cover 4.1, 4.2, 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, and 5.5. So we'll cover that after I finish the questions. I may cover it Friday. I may cover it today, depending on how many of these questions I get through today. So with that being said, let's go ahead and turn on my handy dandy do-jigger webcam. And how do you show, I mean, the title of the little, I'm glad it's only an hour because I don't know, how do you show somebody how to use a webcam? You turn the damn thing on and you write under it. I mean, what? I don't know what to tell them. Somebody tell me what to tell these people. I don't know. I mean, all you got to do is plug the damn thing in and put some paper under it, start writing. But I guess I have to go in and show them the different settings and things like that. But I guess I just don't know how. I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. Appreciate y'all's input. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Always good to have input. Thank you. Well, where's my focus? There we go.
Okay, so question.
Okay, what's the question?
So the test is due next Wednesday?
Whatever, I can't remember the date. I just click on 7 days. So 7 days from today. I guess
okay, I see it now. Thank you.
Okay. All right, got that set up. Now, let me put these in order. Okay, we got a 4.2 question. 4.2, 13/5. Okay, so this is the test question, or I don't know, it could be a test question. I'll write everything down and then we'll go to the paper. Y hat is equal to 647 times X plus 17,046. And this is I'm going to draw a little picture here and I'll pull this up in just a second. I'm trying to draw everything that's on the question so I won't have to go back and forth. Okay, all right. Parts A through D, and it says that the scatter diagram indicates a linear regression line with a correlation coefficient R is equal to 0.714. And this is percentage of, let's see, let's read that out because it needs to be read. It says X is the percent of people with bachelor's degree. Now, why am I saying people? Because do you have to really say X is the percentage of 25 years and older with at least a bachelor's degree? Do you need to say that 25 years or older, or is it just people? Does 25 years or older have anything to do with what you're trying to find out? No. So just say people with BA or BS. Just say B. And then, of course, the income is on the right. So I'm just going to put a $sign And here is our drawing. Okay, so what is this? Well, this y hat, it doesn't say y because y would be a dot between 2 points. I mean, a line between 2 points. That would be y. Y hat is the line of best fit. So I just kind of drew a line through those points, and that equation is the equation of that line. And the X is the number of people with a bachelor's degree, and then the left is the income of that person, of those people, of that group. All right, the first question says, predict the median income of a region where 25% of people have a bachelor's degree. Okay, notice I'm leaving all that out because you don't need this. All you need to say is people. So 25%. So I'm going to take my handy dandy. I'm going to do two things. I'm going to take my handy dandy calculator and pull it up. And this is going to be a 25%. So pull up my handy dandy calculator, and I'm going to take my calculator, and I'm going to put 25 in for X. So that will be 647 times 25 plus 17,046. So at 25, you're going to be making 25%. You're going to be making around 33,221. Okay, that's A. Let's see what B says. So let's type that in. 33,221. Okay, in a particular region, 28.4% of people with a bachelor's degree, okay, have at least, in a particular region, 28.4% of people have at least a bachelor's degree. The median income in this region is 38,850. Is this income higher than what you would expect? Okay, now B, this question is very confusing. The math is not confusing. Let's do the math right quick. 28.4. So you take 28.4 and you plug it in. 28.4. I'm going to show you a trick I learned in the war. Second, enter. Second, enter. There we go. Change that. 28.4. Enter. And add that to 33. I'm sorry. Add that to 17,046. 17,046. And that is 35,421. Okay, now the confusing part is the question, because the way they word the question, it is terrible. Okay, why? Why do I say it's terrible? Because it's okay, till this period where it says bachelor's degree, it's good there. All right. The problem is, in my opinion, the median income in this region is 38,850, and that's fine. Is this income, and I'm referring to this number, higher or lower than maybe the number you got? Well, I got 35. Theirs is 38. So this is, if we're talking about 38,850, because this is referring back to 38,850. Does everybody see how this can be confusing? Because I think the second part of this question is very confusing. is higher than expected because the expected income is $35,421. Do you see, just raise your hand because you're not going to talk to me. So do you see where this can be confusing? The math is not confusing. The confusion is the way they ask the question. Does anybody raise your hand if you understand what I'm talking about? Okay. All right, we got 3 or 4, so that's good. Thank you. Thank you for your interaction. I appreciate it. Now, let's see if I got it right. God, I don't believe I got it right. Okay, that is not. B is halfway okay. This part right here is very confusing, but you've got to go with a little bit of English here. Is this? This refers to this number. Okay, is 38,850 higher than what you got? That's what you need to put right there. Is 38,850 higher than what you got? And then you say, this is this, referring to 3850. 3850 is higher than expected because what I got was 35,421. Okay, you can take your hands down now because I'll be thinking you have a question if I look back up. Thank you. All right, interpret the slope. Select the, well, for every percent of bachelor's degree, you're going to go up $647. So let's see, I think B looks good. Let me see, for every percent increase in bachelor's degree, the median income increases by $647. I think that's it. Explain why it does not make sense to interpret the y-intercept. Well, the reason is it's out of the scope because they're starting at 15. 15% of people, 0%. If you have a company and 0% have a bachelor's degree, okay, that means something as far as income, all right? So 0% bachelor's degree is unrealistic. It's out of the scope because they're starting at 15. So I would say outside the scope is where you want to go, and the X value of 0 is outside the scope. So this question is okay. I like a couple of parts. I like the A part, and I like the first part of the B. And C is okay. D, I really don't care about it, but it's okay. So there's possibly 3.5 questions on here. I just would not put this. I don't like that. I don't like that part of the question. All right, I'll shut up. Does that help? Whoever sent that one, I hope it helps. Next, let's see if it's the same question. 4.2. No, this is out of order. All right, let me do this one. 4.2, 7/4. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, okay, we went over this question before, but we'll go over it again. I'm going to open it in Excel. And I'm going to go ahead and do the line of regression. I'm going to highlight this. And I'm going to do insert and do that. And add trend line and display R in equation. All right, now that's part of the problem. The other part is they want you to actually find a line between the 2 points. Okay, they give you the 2 points. So hold on just a second, and I'll move this over. Move this down here. Excuse me. All right, let's go back to the question. And of course, we drew these, so B is your answer. Now, it says between 2, 3, and 7, 18. 2, 3, and 7, 18. So I'm going to go back to the 2, 3, and 7, 18. I can't answer that right now. 2, I done forgot it. Shoot.
That's a sick ringtone.
I'm sorry, what?
I said your ringtone is sick.
You don't like, people like it, so.
No, I meant in a good way. Like it's sick.
I know that's y'all's new. That's y'all's new. It used to be bad, and now it's sick. And Lord have mercy. Anyway, let's go back to the question because 2, 3, 7, and 18. There we go. 2, 3, 7, and 18. So these two and these two. So I'm going to calculate my slope. M is equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by parentheses x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And when y'all do y'all's calculation, you should get 3. And now I'm going to do my y minus y sub 1, y minus, and that's going to be what? Y minus y sub 1, I'm going to use 3. And then I'm going to put equals. I can't use the equal sign, so I'm just going to put equals 3 times x minus 2. And of course, bring this back down. I'm just going to copy this, Control C, Control V, and that's going to be here 3x minus 6, 3x minus 6. I'm just trying to do it on the Excel spreadsheet so I don't have to. And then I'm going to bring the 3 over. That will be negative 6 plus 3 be a negative 3. So y is equal to, and that's going to be 3x minus 3. And that should be your answer for that B part. Now, what did we just do? Well, basically, I'm going to pull up my handy dandy. If I can do this, I'm going to try it. There we go. Let's see if I can. Let's see. Shapes. I want to do a straight line. Straight line, we're going to do it in a translucent. No, let's do it in red. Okay, here's that point right here of 2, 3. And that line right there is the line we just did in green there. Now, you can see that there's a little bit of a difference, okay? That's what they're trying to show you. They're trying to show you that sometimes if the points are real close, you can take the first and the last point and use them, and you will come out with a number that's very close to what we just did. Okay, that's what they're trying to show you, and it's not really a big deal. If you look, and I'm going to put this back. If you'll look, here is our equation, and here is their equation. So you see that it's very close to what we got. But we just did old algebra, picking 2 points. Here, they actually used the technology and the calculator, computer, or whatever, to get the best fit between these 5 points. That's what they're trying to show you. Now remember, if you want to find, I don't know if this one asked for that residual, but let's look and see. It probably does. Let's see. Graph, we did that. Okay, we got that. Graph the least squares regression. Yeah. Compute the squares of residuals for part B. Okay. Remember, the square of the residuals equals the summation of y. The residuals, the summation of residuals is equal to the summation of y minus y hat quantity squared. Okay, and we went over that. I'm not going to go over it today because we've already went over this. Okay, that's where you have to actually go in and subtract y hat from y. And then you have to square it, and then you have to add it up. Okay, and we went over that. I can't remember which day we went over it. If somebody could look in your notes and give us a date, then you can match it up with the video. Has anybody got a date on when we went over y minus y hat? Anybody got a date? Look in your notes, please. And give me that date. I'd appreciate it. Anybody? Okay. Well, I guess y'all don't date y'all's notes. Hopefully somebody's looking. And that's where you get those numbers. I think this one comes out to be 1. And I think the other one, I don't know what it comes out to be, but is somebody looking your notes? Did you get that date? Anybody? Okay. Well, I appreciate y'all looking. Thank you. All right. So that's that one. All right. 5.217/8. 5.217/8. This is the complement. I don't know why they put this in here because this is not the way a complement is written. All right. All right. In probability, an event is P of E. Okay. In probability, unless otherwise specified in the question, the probability goes from 0 to 1, meaning a decimal. Okay. Unless the instructions say, you know, there's 400 people at a company, 300 are sick. How many are not sick? Okay. That's different. Here, they give us P of event happening is 0.29. Therefore, the P of the event not happening would be what? Somebody give me that number. 0.71. Remember, the complement makes up the whole. And I can't remember if it's an E or because they spell it different in statistics. All right. All right. The complement makes up the whole. So as I told you, the probability of an event is from 0 to 1. So 0 to $1. If you got 29 cents, what's the change to $1 of 29 cents? 71 cents. And that's all the complement is. Complement can also be written like this. And then the complement that I've never seen before is written like this. I've never seen that before until I started using this book. Okay, usually you see this. And that is a test question that people miss because they just don't understand that C right there. Okay. So that's understandable why you got that, why you sent that one, because you saw that C and you probably didn't have a clue what that meant. Yeah, Hubert, that's why I sent it. Thank you. All right, 5.217. This is 5.246/16. Oh my Lord, this is going to be one of those A through Z questions. The accompanying data represents the homework scores for material on polynomial and rational functions, a random sample, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so first of all, you need to put them in order. And open in Excel. And they may already be in order, but I'm going to check it because I don't trust the book. So we're going to go ahead and pull it up and check it and put it in order. So there is data, and I'm going to make sure it's in order. Okay, now it's in order. We've got a 36 and a 99. So let's see what they want us to do. Done. All right, it says construct a relative frequency distribution with a lower class limit of the first class equal to 30 and a class width of 10. Okay, so they want 30 right here. So 30 and a class width of 10. So this one's going to be 40. This one's going to be 50. This one's going to be 60. This one's going to be 70. This one's going to be 80. And this one's going to be 90. And then this is going to be 39. This is going to be 49. This is going to be 59, 69, 79, 89, and 99. And then you just go back and count up what you need to count up. 30 to 39. Well, that's 1. 40 to 49. Well, that's 2. 50 to 59. That's 3. Oops. 60 to 69. 70 to 79. 80 to 89. And then, of course, the last one is pretty much, 90 to 99. And you should feel good about yourself. All you got to do now is count them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to make this small. 8. And then the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we got to do relative frequency. So let's go with 10 right here. And how many did I say right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then 4. And then 3. And then 1. And 1. Of course, we need a total. So, where is all my, there we go. And hit enter. So, equals this divided by 40. Well, let's just do that and hit F4. alternate F4 or control F4. Function F4. Hold on a second. Equals this divided by that. There. And copy that down. And that's what they're wanting. So I'm going to have to write this down. 0.025, 0.025, 0.075, 0.1, 0.325, 0.25, and 0.2. So now I go back to the question. And let's see, it says type in integers, do not round. So that's going to be 0.025, 0.025, 0.075, 0.1, 0.325, 0.25, and 0.2. And check answer. And now we've got B through Z. So let's go ahead and figure out what they want now. Well, let's see. You're starting out real low. It's growing. This is about the middle. So your data, you got a lot of data on the right-hand side. So which one has the data on the right-hand side, A, B, or C?
A.
I think A is probably going to be your answer. Determine the mean and median score. Well, the mean, I'm just going to take a guess at that one. Let's see. The mean is the middle, okay? The mean or median. So I would say 60 to 69 or 0.1. See, I don't understand what they're saying score. Oh, here we go. Mean score. We're not supposed to be doing that. We're not supposed to be doing that. I'm just going to put 3 and 3. I'm looking to see if they're calculating it or are they just getting it from, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They're going back to the data. They're just going back to chapter 3 stuff. I thought they were doing a frequency distribution, and we don't even cover that in here. They're going back and doing the data. That's what they're doing. So I'm sorry, it took me by surprise. Okay, so I'm gonna go down here, and I'm gonna do mean is equal to, and median is equal to. Median, y'all know what I meant. All right, median, I'm going to sum up all of these numbers, and I'm going to divide by 40. And the median, 40, so that means I've got to have 18 or 19. 19, yeah, 19 and 19 is 38. So 19 be right there. So basically, these two right here, right? So you got 19 above, 1, 2, that's 19, and should have 19 below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So these are your two excuse me.
Flush.
Corona. I've got Rona. All right, equals, parentheses, wearing my mask, divided by 2. There we go. So there's the mean and median. I'm sorry. The reason I was questioning that is because we're doing a frequency distribution, and you can find the mean and the median without doing what we just did. And now we haven't covered that, and that's where I was a little bit confused. Okay, so 78 and 79, but I don't know if they want 0.025. So I'll write that down, because if I ask y'all, y'all won't tell me, y'all just sit there. So I got to write everything down. Yeah, that's directed on y'all, okay? Okay, so let's go to here, and I'm going to type in, says type in decimals. So the mean score is 78.025 and the 79. Okay, we said it was skewed left because most of it's on the right. Oh my Lord. Why didn't they just tell us to do everything at the beginning of the problem? Oh Lord. All right, standard deviation. So we're going to take equals this guy minus the mean function F4 and enter. And we're going to copy that down. And then I'm going to square it. Now, this is not a test question by itself, but it is 4 or 5 good test questions separately. And I'm going to add that. And divide that by n minus 1. So the variance is equal to this number divided by 39. And then the standard deviation is this number raised to the 0.5 power. So 13, I'll write it down. 13.56747. Now, the 5-number summary, well, we've already got the mean, right? I mean, we got the, let me do my blue dot. See if I have a blue dot. I still have, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to use this. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. All right, there's my blue dot. So that represents my median. So I've got 20 numbers above and 20 numbers below. So I've got to find 20 numbers. That means I got to have 10 numbers above and 10 numbers below. So that means I'm going to highlight these 2. And that's going to be my second quartile. Second quartile is equal to parentheses. I'm sorry, my first quartile. This question kind of took me off guard. If it just gave me the data and told me to do everything, it would have been a whole lot easier to do that. First quartile is equal to parentheses 70 plus 74 divided by 2. And the median is this guy. And the third quartile is going to be equal to parentheses. Let's go down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. No, I done moved it. Shoot. Hold on a second. There. So that means I've got 10. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 20. I've got to go down to find 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's these two right here. And I'll color them another color. '87 and '89. 87 and 89, we'll color them that ugly red color. Equals parentheses this number plus this number divided by 2. And of course, the min is going to be equal to that number. And then the max is going to be equal to this number down here. We might as well go ahead and find the mid-range, because we're going to have the mid-range to do the box plot, which they're probably going to ask that next. So equals the highest plus the lowest. Well, I wish you'd cooperate with me, then you wouldn't have to be dinging. Plus this number, lowest, divided by 2. Okay, so there's our numbers. Now I've got to write them all down. So our 5-number summary is 36, 72, 79, 88, and 99. So let's go type that in, and then they're going to ask for the box plot next. The standard deviation, I didn't type that in. Let me go write that down. Of course, usually I would ask my students to tell me these numbers, but not this class. Mean is 78.025, and the median is 79, and the variance is 184.0763, and the standard deviation is 13.56747. Standard deviation is, oh God, they asked for the interquartile range. I got to subtract that next. All right, so standard deviation is, what does it say, rounded 2 decimal places, 13.57. And the interquartile range, that's going to be Q3 minus Q1. So that's going to be 88 minus 72. And that's going to be a 16. Is that what y'all got? 16. What is the probability of a randomly selected student fails the homework scores less than 70? Okay, that means they probably are doing the empirical rule. So that means that we've got to do the empirical rule. I'm assuming they're doing the empirical rule. It would help for them to say use the empirical rule, but I don't know. So our mean, what is our mean, y'all? I done lost it. 13.56, 13. That's all right. I'll just look it up. Y'all aren't going to tell me. Y'all just sit there. 78. I'm going to put a 78 right here. And then I'm just going to do 13 as or 13.5. Well, I'll just do it here because I'm going to have to calculate it myself. So equals this. And then on this side, it's going to be equal this plus the standard deviation, F4, and enter, and move it this way. And then here equals this minus this, F4, and copy backwards. Well, we're not going to be able, they're going to have to be asking for a z-score. I don't think they're going to do that. 70, I don't even have a 70. They might be asking to look up here. 70 is right here. So that's basically in the first 25% because that's your first quartile. So I would say if they're asking quartiles, it would be 25%. What does the question say again? Because it's kind of vague. What is the probability of a randomly selected student fails homework, scores less than 70? I would say 25%. Use the addition. Oh, I forgot we were doing the addition rule. Okay. So what is the probability a randomly selected student fails the homework, scores less than 70? I'm a little bit confused. Okay, 0.225. I'm a little bit confused on how they got that answer, but I'll get back to it in a minute. What is the probability randomly selected earns A or B? Scores 80% or higher. Well, you would have to actually, that's 80. You would have to actually go back to the, you would have to actually go back here and 80 or better, 80 or better. I'm trying to think how they're asking y'all to do this because that would be one. That's a lot of numbers to add up because this is A, I mean, that's a B, and this is an A. So what I would probably say, if this is what they're asking, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That would be 10 over 40 plus 8 over 40. I think that's what they're doing. 10 over 40, that's B's, plus, I don't know why they just don't ask you to write a book. 8 over 40 on this question. That's A's. So that would be 18 over 40, which reduces 9 over 20, which basically divide by 2 on both sides. Divide by 2, that would be 10 over, divided by 2, that'd be 0.45. I got 0.45, but that's not what they got. I have no idea what they're doing. Okay, I have no idea what they're asking. Let me look again and see what they're asking because, oh, I hadn't typed it in yet. 0.45 is what I got. That's what they're doing. They're going back to the total. Good God. How many questions does this thing have? What is the probability a randomly selected student scores less than 30 on the homework? Less than 30. Let's go back to the, this is ridiculous. back to 30. Below 30. 1 out of 40. So below 30 would be 1 out of 40. So 1 out of 40 divided by 4 over 4 is 10, and 1 divided by 4 is 0.25. So that would be 0.025. So I got 0.025. Let's see what they got. And we'll just go ahead and answer all the letters of the alphabet after this one. 0.025. Okay, I must have done something wrong. Oh, less than 30. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I read the table wrong. This is not less than 30. 30 would be down here, and there is no 30, so that's why it's 0%. I thought they meant 36. I'm sorry. Less than 30. Oh, my God. Who sent that question? I'm going to fail whoever sent that question. Who sent that question? That took so long, it dadgum logged me out. All right. Who sent that question? Mr. Passetti, did you send that question? I'm going to fail you, Mr. Passetti. Mr. Passetti, were you in here?
Yes, I am.
Did you understand most of that? I mean, we had to go through the freaking alphabet. I mean, did you understand it?
Yes, sir, I got that.
Now, those are good questions, but that's a little bit ridiculous on that. That's a little bit ridiculous. 5.27, I think we already answered this one, but I'll do it again if I need to. Yeah, we did that. I think we did that one, but I can't remember if I did it for the 29 class or whatever. All right, what they're saying is that there's a whole set of numbers. Let me write these down. And there's a set F and there's a set G. Oh gosh, we got time. Class is over. I'm sorry. What time's class over? Oh, we're over. We're over. So y'all got to go. All right. Let me go ahead and stop the class here. Darn. I got to go to class next. And stop recording. And